So I will transfer you my energy. I will transfer my karma. Here is my karma on you.
We are brother.
Please record.
Boom. Boom. I would give the real Lion King, the cartoon Disney version, like a 9.3, and then I would give this one maybe like a 7.1 or 7.2. Just because how do you follow up a 9.3 though?
Well,
You know what I
and
mean?
it's the same movie. Like,
So that's a good thing. I was gonna give it a 9 something as well, because when I was a kid, I had a TV in my room that had the video player on it, and I only had, I want to say, 6 movies or so, and Lion King was one of them. Another one that's going to get a 9, in the 9s for me as well, is Aristocats. Have you ever heard or seen Aristocats?
I have.
yes.
A long time ago though.
The song I still can sing. It's everybody wants to be a cat. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember.
I don't remember that either, but it was funny watching him do that.
So
One thing I like. Have you ever seen Fievel Goes West?
and the first one and
Was there more? Have we
third
talked
and
about this?
fourth
We
one.
talked about this on this podcast before.
Yeah, the first one's called American Tail.
Oh, okay. That's why I always
seen
fuck
that.
it up. I always talk to people about this movie that's not titled the one I'm titling it.
So the first one's American Tail. It's when they come over from Europe to United States, and then I think Fievel Goes West. I think it's
Gotta be
either
the
the second or third one.
Really?
Because then there's another one where they go. I think they're in New York or something. Go in like a subway and they find Native American mice.
Oh,
Yeah.
culturally diverse animals. Isn't that
Fievel
funny?
Goes West is creepy though because of that spider. You remember the spider?
No, I just remember the shoot 'em up.
Oh yeah.
It's the second one when they do the duel or whatever.
Yep.
That was cool. That was cool.
And then you got give him the. I think it's lazy eye or the crazy eye.
I think
Give
it's
him the lazy eye. It's
yeah, he's all in his face. Yeah, it's crazy.
Give him the crazy eye.
That seems to be a popular technique. When you're talking about like a crazy person, is like the first thing that a crazy person does is break personal boundaries. You know what I mean? They get up right in your face and they make like weird faces because they don't give a fuck. Isn't that weird? How like that's like when you're portraying a crazy person that that's.
I always got my guard up though.
About.
Remember? I think everybody's gonna.
Yeah, you're trying to fight everybody on the street. Remember when Shane said that? I just imagine people coming up to me and me fighting them. Like you're just Street Fighter.
Like every person.
You look like a Street
I
Fighter
can't wait.
character right now with that hood. And
I cannot wait until I can start lifting again. I'm getting like, I don't know. I have so much like pent up energy.
Yeah.
And I want to get swole just so I can go to some cosplay as I always pronounce his name wrong, like Rui or Ryu. Thank you, Ryu from Street Fighter.
Yeah, I could see that. You have to keep your hair like that though.
Yeah, because I
maybe a little
with
bit
headband thing, and then
Yeah.
to have yoked arms, just be like
Yeah. Because you were Dragon Ball Z for Halloween one year, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I just wish there was more Halloween stuff. I wish people could just dress up more without being. Well, yeah, but you might. Let's say I went out today dressed up as some character from some cartoon or anime. Yeah, but people
hilarious. Yeah, but you never see those people ever again.
No, I see everybody.
You also think that everyone's gonna fight you. Just constantly.
No, I don't think they're gonna fight me. I'm just prepared in case they do.
Right. So you're constantly on the defensive, just constantly thinking about it. I was working out at the field up by me this morning. I was in the middle, like these two guys were up there, and they were throwing the frisbee around, just messing around while I did this entire workout. The workout took me like 26 minutes, and like on my last round, the guys like walk by me, and like I'm like doing like squat cleans with my kettlebell, and they just like start talking to me like, oh, I'm like dying, and they're like, it's like, I got it, like, great day, you know. And like, I'm like, yeah, like, okay, like it's not just like a nod and say like, hey, like, what's up, you know? It's like, let's have a conversation. And I was like, fucking about to, and I had to do 30. It was just a mess.
That's another thing. When I remember, I was at LA Fitness the one day, and they only have 1 or 2 squat racks, and I was waiting for 20 minutes for this guy to finish. And finally he finished it, so I head over there, and immediately this girl goes over. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was like, okay, well, I have other stuff I can do. I'll just wait till she's done. She did her first set, and then 3 guys came over and started talking to her. And she didn't do a set for the next 20 minutes. And she was still there. And I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, A, I'm pissed off because, like, I don't like guys that do that at gyms when people are trying to work out.
Yeah.
It's one thing if she was off, like, in the Zumba or something, or
yeah,
not lifting weights. Maybe if she was at the water cooler, talk to her there. But not when she's doing squats, man. Like, A, she's trying to get a workout, and B, now she's just standing there and nobody else can use the machine unless you want to go like, hey, are you using that?
Yeah, it's tough. That's one of the things I don't miss about going to a commercial gym. Is just like, I don't know, shitty workouts, being so cramped, like constantly having to like you couldn't superset fucking anything. I don't know, it's just annoying. And being at the CrossFit gym now, it's not like it's like all, you know, sunshine and lollipops, because you still have people like who take a while at like a rig or like, but that's so like that only happened. I've only seen like that many people there when I went at like 5 p.m. for a class. Going at like 5 a.m. in the morning, like no one's fucking there. So there's no issue, but I'm sure
that's probably real nice.
Yeah, like now they're limiting the class size to 8 people, and they're doing like outdoor workouts. So it's gonna suck when they open up and they only limit to 8 people too, because it's gonna be hard to get a spot on the class you want.
How many people go in the morning?
I counted one day. It's like a group of us, and there's like after 2 people from the 6 a.m. started going to the 5 a.m. I think it's like 13 people. It's like me, two of my friends, Derek and Sean.
Those people go like every day?
Yeah, mostly every day. Yeah,
they should let those people do that then. Just any new people, they should be like, hey, you can't do the 6 o'clock class.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they just sign up but the other thing, it's like there are a lot of people who like drop in, like from other gyms. That happened a couple times. And I guess the owner just tells the people to do that at the 5 a.m. one because he thinks that there's not that many people, which he's right, but then that one just fucking blows up. It was kind of cool though, having so many people and you're just like getting after it. It's a good segue into our episode 13. So
is it?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I thought
13.
Man, I thought it was 14. I don't know why.
Because I think you are superstitious.
Oh, you know what? That's so funny because did you know high-rise buildings? A lot of them don't have a 13th floor.
I have heard that before. Yeah, isn't
12 to 14?
It's weird, right?
Because people are like, oh, 13.
Yeah, like they won't stay there. Like I think it's like mostly in casinos in Vegas. People don't want to stay on the 13th floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But Sorry, I was off topic, but I
No.
just had to say it.
No, that makes sense. So topics today. So we switched it up. This is going to be the first episode, the first question talk episode that's questionless. Actually, there's actually more questions involved because we're going to get straight into, after we tell you about our topics, we're going to get straight into trivia. So it's going to be dope. Shane we're on the Zoom and he doesn't understand that if he doesn't talk that the video's not on him, so he always does this dumb shit when only I
know
see
now.
him
The
doing
first
it.
time I didn't know, but now I know, so now I just do it.
He's like has his foot in the camera. It's like, dude, it's just me. Okay, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today, and we'll get into it. Shane gave me the topic CrossFit, so since we're already kind of talking about that, I'll just go ahead and get into it. And then
I actually did it on purpose, so you would go first.
Okay.
But I think we should still answer a question, because just for pride.
Sure, we can do that. I also told or asked our fact checker. Joanna, our fake fact checker. That's a good name, fake fact checker, because technically they are inaccuracies.
FFC.
Yeah, FFC. So I did have asked her to kind of use the topics as inspiration for random trivia, but we can come up with whatever. Okay, so CrossFit. If you guys don't know, I joined CrossFit personally in November of last year, and was a regularly attending member up till the whole quarantine thing happened. And now we just kind of do home WODs and things like that. And
what is a WOD, John? I know, but what our audience may not.
A great question. WOD means workout of the day, and that's just what's programmed for that day as far as the CrossFit class. So another thing, just a couple, being so new into it, just felt like I've learned so much, not just about what CrossFit is, but more like about myself and just fitness in general. So CrossFit is a type of there it can be certain gyms that are designed to be CrossFit affiliate gyms, who are, they pay a certain fee every year to be affiliated with CrossFit, and they're technically called a CrossFit box. So these people set up their boxes, and then they schedule classes throughout the day. Usually there's a lot of weightlifting platforms involved with a CrossFit box or a CrossFit gym, just because there are a lot of Olympic weightlifting movements in CrossFit. And there are a lot of other cardio equipment. So the gym that I go to, it's broken down into usually CrossFit, and then they have an Olympic lifting room, and then they have a HIIT studio, which is high intensity interval training. So it's not so much, it's really 3 different levels of exercise. You have your body weight movements and cardio equipment in the HIIT studio, and then CrossFit brings in gymnastics and those body weight movements and the cardio equipment, and then mixes in Olympic lifting, which is the last little tier, which is you could just do your Olympic lifts, which are hang cleans, deadlifts, snatches, things like that, things you see in the Olympics. I enjoy it for the CrossFit because the gymnastics are fun. Like, my goal is to do a ring muscle up. That's what I want to do real bad. But it's a whole different learning process, even from just talking about pull-ups is what I thought was pull-ups in a conventional or commercial gym. There's a different way of doing pull-ups at CrossFit, and it's just the kipping motion, which is something you don't need to really know about in this brief overview, but just an example of really what CrossFit means. And a clear definition is just being is constantly varied functional movements at high intensity. So to have constant variation in your routine demands you to be well-rounded, and that's something that's really important in CrossFit because they say that it's this specialty is not specializing. You specialize in the specialty is not specializing, so you have to be well-rounded in the sense that a CrossFit workout or a CrossFit, to be successful in CrossFit, you should think about it as if the programmer or the workout that you're up against, the creator, has taken all these different skills and abilities and exercises and kind of put them all into a lotto ball mixer and then spun it around and then pulled out like 3 or 4 different balls and kind of made that workout based off of that. So it's a constantly evolved process where you to be the fittest, you have to be good at really everything. So it's very humbling in that aspect when you're good at one thing, but the next workout is something else, like double unders or whatever it may be. The functional movements part of the CrossFit definition just means the movements that really prepare you for life. So it's doing things that you would do to make you a better father if you were to pick up your kids, or if you were doing landscape and construction, just things to help you out with things that you want to do on a daily basis. And an example of something that's not a functional movement would be like a bicep curl, or like a shoulder fly, where you kind of put your arms at 90 degrees and then raise up just your shoulders. Those are examples of movements that you would do in just a gym setting that don't really add any value to your life outside of the gym.
Except for looking swole.
Yeah, except for getting fucking juked. And that is those are the functional movements. And then really what ties everything together is just doing it at a very high intensity. And the way that they define intensity is by power, and defining power is work divided by time. So the amount of energy or force you exert over a given time period. So that was they broke it down. I forget what the term was, but there is a term that's kind of like horsepower. I think it's like leg, foot on ground, or foots per, I don't know, something like that.
It's llama speed, right?
Llama speed, yeah. We judge it in ferrets. Yeah. I'm going 13 ferret, 15 ferrets. Ferrets are gross. But that is CrossFit is doing it at doing a bunch of different movements. The movements then incorporate something that is functional, and then doing all of those things at a very high intensity produces results. And that's what I've learned about CrossFit, is just that it's just super intense. And just concentrating so much energy into a short amount of time just takes some getting used to. If you go from like a 2-hour gym session at like Gold's Gym, it's like, what the fuck was I doing for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Stupid.
So they have the CrossFit Games where you have to, you have to go to these qualifying things, and you have to score like so many points, and then you get to go to the CrossFit Games, which is essentially the Olympics for CrossFit. And I would watch that on YouTube while I was doing cardio, either on the treadmill or elliptical or the bike, all the time, because that's how I would work out. I would do cardio, and then I would do lifting. I'd always watch it, and some of those people are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the one thing I do like, so there's a couple things I like about CrossFit, and there's a couple things I don't like. I'll start with what I don't like. I know for the one thing I don't like about CrossFit is that there's certain CrossFit gyms that I feel like the instructors aren't there for the people. I'll see people with their form, they'll have like way too much weight on, and they'll be doing something and their form's terrible and they won't correct it or anything, and I go, oh, like that's so dangerous. That's only certain gyms.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's a good gym, then the
it's
instructor
hard to
should
find
be.
good help, man.
Yeah, that's one thing when I see if I ever see somebody like a trainer or anybody, and I training somebody and they're doing something and the form is just god awful, or they're doing something bad, I almost just want to step and be like, why are you working out with this guy, or why are you working out with this girl? They are going to get you hurt.
Yeah, it's good that. Yeah, I know that, but once it doesn't apply to everyone. Like,
oh no, but
like if you wanted to, like if you're just starting out, then yeah, I mean that sucks. But once you've done it for long enough, like the coaches, most of the best people or the most fit people in the morning to go don't even do the class; they just do their own thing.
oh really?
Yeah, so I mean, I could definitely see where the coach is important, but I could also see like once you kind of do it, like me, Derek, and Tom, we all went to like a barbell seminar that taught us basically the same, like how to position, how to hold the bar, and do all this shit.
That's smart.
Yeah. So I mean, it's nice because the coach can be like a set of eyes. If they're good enough,
Yeah.
they can just tell you where you're at, which is nice. But if they suck, then what's the point?
Well, a good thing too is if you have somebody you're working out with who knows what they're doing as well, it's beneficial, because if they see something,
Yeah.
like let's say you're supposed to do 8 cleans or something, and on your 6th clean, your form's starting to go, and like you're leaning back like really far, like kind of weird. That's when they should go and be like, hey, like that was really terrible. You might want to take a breath or lower the weight so you can actually do it right.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're always gonna have stuff like that, unfortunately.
But I know I did CrossFit when I was in college. I loved it just because it was 30 minutes long. Everybody on the team was doing it, so it was like a camaraderie thing.
Nice.
And like you said, every single time it was something completely different. So you could have somebody who has like a really good upper body, who could clean, do pull-ups, but the next thing could be some type of leg workout, and they suck at it. That's what I like about the CrossFit Games. Every year they do something different. I think the one year, the one guy, he came like 3rd or 4th overall, which is crazy. But then the next year he came like 14th because it was like a bunch of swimming stuff, and he never really trained in the swimming, and it was one of those, oh wow, we're incorporating swimming now? Crap, now I have to train in so many different things.
Yeah. There was this controversy in one of the games because they did all of this, like 2 or 3 cuts happened and they hadn't done like a strength thing. So like all of these big dudes like couldn't do, like they had to run a mile, and it's not like they can't run a mile, but they can't run a mile that fucking fast as fast as like these dudes were running. So it's like that kind of blows because it's supposed to be all well-rounded, but what can you do?
Well, but then I could counter it saying like, well, what if the next year it's a bunch of heavy lifts? Because I remember the one round I saw was strictly max snatches.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like ridiculously strong, your max snatch is going to be like 350. But the guy who might have just crushed you in the mile run thing could only do 250. So.
Right. I'm just saying that there should be a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there shouldn't be one either heavier than the other. And I don't think that swimming should be a part of it at all, honestly. I think that's just like an extra thing they threw in just to make it to appeal to the masses. It looks good on the highlight tapes or whatever, the promo videos. But why what kind of, like, honestly, like what normal CrossFit gym has a pool? Like what the fuck? I don't know. That's just weird to me. It just seems unnecessary.
And then the one thing that a lot of people are doing now is the handstand push-ups because they've incorporated that a lot more.
Yeah, those are fun. I mean, I like doing them, but they give me a headache like every time after.
Yeah. All that blood rushing to your head.
I know, and I pretty much every time that I stand up, I get lightheaded, and I have to like lean on something till
I get that way too sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the worst. That's why I went to the doctor. I was like, "What's going on? Why is this happening?" And he didn't say anything. It just kind of happened.
That happens to me too. So don't feel like you're the only person that happens to.
It's cool. I just don't like it.
Oh,
I don't want to like get up sometimes because I'm like, fuck, like here we go.
That's the one thing when I was running track in high school, I would do like at one point I was a distance runner. So let's say I'm doing the mile or the 2 mile or the 800 or whatever, and it's pretty much as hard as you can. And then afterwards, I would cross the finish line, I'd go in the grass, and I would lay down, and everybody would be like, you have to stand up. And I'm like, just leave me be. Like, I get that you get more air in, but I watch Olympic athletes after long runs fall on the ground. So I think
I hate like
I think it's okay.
Why can't you recover the way that you want to recover? Like why does it have to be like this certain way? You know, like it fucking cares.
Yeah, I just ran as fast as I could for a mile. Let me just calm down.
Yeah, however I want to calm down, I should be able to calm down.
And I'm a 16-year-old or 17-year-old. I think I'll be okay. I don't think anything negative is going to happen just because I'm laying down.
Yeah. You're already like pretty much like invincible as far as training goes.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have a question or?
No, we're not doing the questions.
What?
Thought we weren't doing the questions.
Well, you said something about pride. I don't understand it. Didn't he say something like that? Like
I don't know. He did.
I feel like you made it sound like you were gonna ask me one anyways, just because you wanted to.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you did, but okay, whatever. All right, I gave Shane the topic laughter. So Shane, where's yours?
I'm still pondering Pride, and then I thought of the Lion King that we were talking about. Pride Rock.
Pride Rock.
Everything's a circle. See, it comes back around.
Pride Rock, and Zazu.
Zazu. So my topic was laughter. So laughter is interesting. I actually had this whole thing of what I was going to say to start, and now I forget. Okay, so laughter typically occurs when, something's funny, or if you tickle somebody, or
She like that.
or you laugh when not a defense mechanism, it's it can be like an emotional response. So let's say you're hurt, let's say you get injured. A lot of times, instead of like crying or doing something else, you will
do that.
Transfer the, I guess, emotion to laughter. There's a word for it, and I had it. I should have written it down because I always forget.
You try to disguise your emotions as something by laughing. Isn't that what the Joker did? He laughed every time he wasn't supposed to. It was his like condition.
Gosh, it's gonna bother me so much. And it's the only thing I'm thinking about now. That happens to me so many times when I have something, and then one word derails me, and then I go off, and I'm useless. I'm a useless person. But anyway,
okay.
So I was watching this video of laughing.
Pseudo baller. Is it pseudo baller?
No.
Not even close.
That sounds like a AOL screen name.
Pseudo bull bar.
Pseudo bowl bar.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Pseudo bowl bar.
But the one thing about laughing
effect.
is, so if you look at a graph for breathing, regular breathing, it would just be, up, down, almost like a wave, like a radio wave.
Yeah.
So when you're talking, it's kind of like a gradual steep because you're breathing out constantly, right? So it's constantly going up, and then when you finish talking, it goes all the way down because you're taking your breath. So laughing is one of those things where it's like hyper activity of air going out. So it's kind of hard to catch your breath. Have you ever laughed so hard where you literally can't breathe?
Yeah.
That's because your muscles are forcing all of your air out. So it's constantly at that peak where it's just like ha 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 ha. And so it's hard to breathe.
Much fun being up there.
Another thing about laughing is actually contagious. So if I start laughing, you are more likely to start laughing, even if we haven't talked about anything. If I start laughing,
that makes sense.
So they did an experiment on a subway where a random guy just went in the subway, sat down, just started busting out laughing, and people were just kind of looking at first, not laughing, and then the more he laughed, more people started laughing, and the whole train started laughing at one point. It is also more contagious if you're close to somebody, like if you're closer friends or with somebody that you feel close to.
Like if you have fond memories with someone, it's easier to laugh.
Yeah, so let's say if like you and I were together in a room and you start laughing and there was some just random guy we just met today, I would start laughing before that guy would start.
Okay. Well, it's good. You would probably be fucking freaked out. I feel bad for that random guy in that room with us. Just
hey man, want to hang out?
Yeah. Holy shit.
And also, did you know that there are other animals that can laugh?
No, I didn't.
So trivia question, what other animal do you think can laugh?
Like you're talking about like actually laugh, not like make a noise. Like hyenas, they joke around like they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not what you're talking about. Okay.
Nope. You think about it's pretty easy. I'll give you the hint. How's your hint?
A monkey.
Yeah, like other mammals. I said rats. I think rats can laugh too. Either rats or mice, which is really weird.
What are they like? What is their laughter?
I don't know. I didn't hear audio on that. They just showed the GIFs.
Well, I feel like I can like understand. I can kind of hear a chimp laugh in my mind, but a dog or a cat, like what are they just barking?
Yeah, they don't laugh. Dogs and cats don't laugh.
That's what Joe said.
Yeah, that's one of my trivia questions. They also listed cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs laugh?
Yeah, I'll look it up more though.
No, I didn't see that.
The internet is a wild place, guys.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen that? It was a billboard and it had a bunch of animals on it, and it started with, it had like a cow and then like a pig and like a chicken, and then there was like a dog, cat, and then it kept going down. And it said, where do you draw the line of like eating animals? And the one guy goes,
that's really bad. That's hilarious.
But then the guy made the line after like the chicken. He goes, well, I usually make the line right about here. So yeah, I would eat cow, pig, chicken. And then he made another line saying, in desperate times, it was the next two animals were a dog and a cat. And then it was a bunch of other things. But it was just so funny because you know how all those animal rights, people are like, don't eat don't eat animal. It's like,
Yeah.
well, no, that's crazy.
I know we've eaten animals for so long.
So
Yeah.
I bet that the future consists of no meat, though. I bet people really ride this whole plant-based thing to the next level. I bet the food, plant-based food, in like 20 or 30 years will taste better. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to go into my next thought, because my next thought is I think we are going to, in the not so distant future, we are all going to be almost like androids, where we're going to have to embed technology into ourselves.
Like upload stuff, like get updates, like our phone.
Well, this is a theory, and it makes a lot of sense. AI is progressing so fast that I think eventually it's inevitable that they're going to take over. So it's one of those things like, if you can't beat them, join them. So you might as well, appease them in some type of way where you
The
can
robots.
yeah.
Elon Musk talks about robots or AI. He talked about it on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, the upload link thing, where you put something in your head.
Yeah, and then there's been a couple of interesting articles in the Wall Street Journal that have been about AI, and I think it's something that I need to learn more about. That's for sure.
Oh, there were also a bunch of health benefits for laughing. I think laughter, I'll have to look this up because I feel like I read this. I think laughter helps break up kidney stones.
Oh, wow.
But there's so many positives of laughing. Another thing, couples that laugh together stay together typically. So they had studies where the more a couple laughs together, the better their relationship is.
Hell yeah.
So
All I
keep
do is
laughing.
laugh at her.
nice.
Probably the other way around. For sure. I'm so stupid.
I also know that John has a very distinguishable laugh.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do. I don't have no idea what it sounds like, though. I guess I kind of do when I listen to the podcast. But Shane's not funny enough to make me laugh, so you guys will never hear it.
No.
I didn't have any questions for you about laughter. Were you done? Did you have anything else to tell the nice folks?
I did, but I'm still thinking about that word that I can't think of right now.
Was I not right?
No. What does it mean again?
So it's essentially, it's not like a defense mechanism, but it's sort of, let's say you don't know what to do. Oh, I do have more.
Like fight or flight?
No, it's just like you're in pain, and instead of crying, which is like the typical thing when you get hurt, you'll switch it
hysterical
to laughing.
Like you're just hysterical at that point.
There was a word. I'll think of it. On next episode of Question Talk, Shane recaps his idiocy after Google research. Oh, so this is what I wanted to talk about as well. They were talking about fake laughing.
Yeah.
You know how you're in a conversation with somebody and then you say something and somebody goes,
yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So they did a study about it, and they hooked up the little things to people's brains, and they would play real, genuine laughter to fake laughs, and it actually triggered different areas of the brain. So genuine laughs, it wasn't even like a second thought. It was just kind of like audio receptor, like haha. But fake laughs actually had stuff like in the frontal lobe where
Interesting.
people start, if they hear a fake laugh, they start thinking, why are they fake laughing, or where is that fake laugh coming from? So it's almost like an intriguing, like, oh, why are they fake laughing? Was that not funny? Are they making fun of me? So, and I also found out that people don't truly know what laughter is, or can't distinguish, different types of laughter until they're in their mid to late 30s.
They can't do what? Say that again?
I don't know. It's like laughing wisdom. So like distinguishing different types of laughters.
Yeah.
So like let's say when you're 6 years old, if I did a fake laugh and a real laugh, the 6-year-old would not be able to distinguish which one was real.
Yeah.
But they say that once you hit 30s, I think it's late 30s, then that's like the prime, your apex of knowing the different laughters. Also, fun fact, the older you get, the harder it is to make the person laugh. So let's say I'm 70, it's harder to make that 70-year-old laugh than if I was 20.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have felt like it was like a mountain, like the middle, like from like 20. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be like that. But I feel like older people laugh. I feel like it's easy for them. I feel like it's easy for them to laugh. I feel like I've older. Yeah. I feel like it is. I feel like when I worked at the country club, they were all laughing. Maybe it's because they were drunk.
That's probably why.
That's probably it.
Alcohol, man, it's a thing.
It sure is, man. Ugh, makes me sick.
When's the last time you drank?
September 21st.
What?
Yep, 2019.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, you weren't expecting that, were you? We're good. Yeah, nope. I think I'm done forever.
I have been enjoying drinking more often lately, but I've been drinking just like a glass of red wine.
Yeah.
2 glasses. But I haven't binged in a while.
A long while. Yeah.
I just hate the way it makes me feel.
Same. It turns me into an idiot and makes me feel like shit the next day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially when you've gone for so long without feeling that feeling, it makes feeling that feeling worse. Can you hear me?
Jem doesn't like when I'm drunk. We were at my cousin's wedding, and I got super wasted, and I just talk and I say stupid shit. And next thing I know, she went back to the hotel room, and I was like, "Where's Jem?" And they're like, "She left you." And I was like, "Oh."
Damn.
I don't blame her though. I'm a fucking idiot.
But if you're a drunk at a wedding, drunk Shane at a wedding, you just dance the whole time. Like, why weren't you just dancing?
No, this one, well, it's because it went from the wedding to like this bar, and I was at the bar and just almost got in a fight with a guy because he said I had like face he wanted to punch.
Had a shrimp dick.
Well, he said something about like I have a punchable face. And I was like, well, try it. I forget. He said like a pussy face or like something. And
Jesus, what an aggressive!
I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if someone...
And then he said something like, "Oh, well, I'm in the military." Like, I was like, "That doesn't mean shit. I don't give a shit if you're in the military. I'll still whoop your ass."
Yeah, you're an asshole. What an aggressive thing to say. Walk up to someone in a bar. You have a pussy face.
Well, he was like the best man, or he was in the he was in the wedding party.
Was he wasted?
Too. I don't know. But my cousin was there. My cousin is shorter than me, but he's so strong. He's like that country strong where he can squat probably like 500 pounds. And like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was like, if I'm getting a fight, I got really good backups.
Yeah.
That's the one where not him, but his brother squats. I think it was like 650 or something.
Jesus.
He posted on Facebook because he was a football coach for Frostburg. So all he does is lift. He was a lineman, so all he does is
wow.
lift. And I think he won states in shot put when he was in high school. So he's just
Damn.
super strong. That side of the family got the like farm boy strength. I got the tall, gangly looking
The
strength.
athletic prowess of a soccer player.
I like that. I like that a lot better.
So long, gangly. Nice. All right, let's do these. Let's do some trivia. I'm fucking amped up. I'm all pumped up.
All right. You guys ready for that?
Jojo, you have to speak up.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Try one more time.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Boom.
All right. So we'll be doing like rapid fire. Anyone blurts out the answer.
Yeah, let's give it a shot that way, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. Question
Black
number
Shirt
one.
Club.
What do you say?
I don't know. We're just
Okay.
gonna-
Black Shirt Club.
Black Shirt Club.
I have a gray shirt on.
Yeah, you're not in the club. No girls allowed.
All right. Well, okay. Question number one. What is the rarest M&M color?
Yellow. Fuck. No. Probably.
Gray.
What?
Silver.
What?
That's
There
not
is
a
no
silver.
silver M&M.
I've seen it.
Okay, well,
That's
it's-
like a.
I went to the M&M factory thing in New York, and they have like every color imaginable. So
All right. Well, the answer was brown.
Really?
what?
That's bullshit. For real?
Don't you always feel like there's always so many brown ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you.
Apparently it's the rarest.
I'm gonna say bullshit on that.
I don't know. About
Okay.
I disagree.
Don't bullshit that one.
All right. In a website browser address bar, what does www stand for?
World Wide
World
Web.
Wide Web.
Nice. In what year were the first Air Jordan sneakers released?
89.
87.
No. 1984.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm so
You know,
fucking
hold up,
mad.
sidebar. So I think he made $100 million the first year selling his shoes. Back then, that's so much.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We know that Michael Jordan's
Did you
rich.
watch,
We don't
did you
need
watch
to-
that show?
No, I'll watch it later.
It's
I just-
good.
Sometimes I hate when people get so amped about things. I'm just like, I'll watch it later. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the Avengers movies.
Shane doesn't like socializing with other people. He needs to be his own
He's
unique.
like an anti.
He's his own little peacock. That's all that Shane is.
If I do it first, then it's good. But
I did it. No, that's like what we were talking about earlier. What I do is like Joe will say something and be like, "Oh, we should do this, blah blah blah," and I say, "Oh no, that doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't do that." And then like 2 days later, like I come up with this idea. I'm like, "Hey, we should do this," and she's like, "Yeah, I fucking said that, dude."
no, you didn't.
It's so funny. All right.
Okay. Who, what, when was the popular fitness program promoting both physical exercise?
I can't hear you. Hold up.
I can't hear any of that.
I didn't hear. No.
I feel like I'm shouting.
Yeah, you're so loud. I'm talking. Just
Okay. Should
I heard tennis.
I don't know.
tennis. No. Who is he just trying to like
Yeah,
Google the
you
answer?
heard
No. I really didn't hear that one. Promise. Pinky swear.
All right. Okay. Who, what, when was the popular fitness program promoting both physical exercise and competitive fitness?
Wii Sports.
I don't understand the question. Who, what, when? One more time. I heard you say the question,
Okay,
but
so I'm looking for 3 answers, right?
who, what, when?
Was the popular fitness program promoting both physical exercise and competitive fitness created?
I have no idea.
Oh Wii Sports. No.
Oh wait, I got it. Dance Revolution.
Okay, the answer is Greg Glassman and Lauren Janai created CrossFit in 2000.
Wii Sports 4000.
Wii Sports.
You were so quick, too.
Hey, John, ready? Wii Sports in a nutshell.
Wii tennis is unreal. It's so much fun. Me and Billy used to play that all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we play for hours.
All right. According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth?
Eve. Oh,
Greek.
Greek mythology. Does it start with an A?
No.
Cleopatra.
No. It was it was the goddess of wine.
What?
It was
Is he looking it up?
No.
Get closer to the screen.
Astethios.
No, it's Pandora.
No.
Oh, it is from Pandora's Box.
Don't even try that.
You know Pandora's Box, right? You know what Pandora's Box is?
Yeah.
It's a box that has like all evil.
Yeah.
It's what evil brought into the world. Somebody opened the Pandora's box and all the evils went out into the world.
Fuck that box.
Yeah. Okay. The world record for the longest stand-up comedy show by an individual was set by David Scott, aka the Midnight Swinger. How long was the show?
3.5 hours.
27 hours.
The longest world record is 40 hours and 8 minutes.
Oh.
How do you make people laugh for that long?
It's easy. You just laugh. Could you imagine laughing for 40 hours?
I had a headache just thinking about that.
What is the loudest animal on Earth?
John.
Rooster.
John. No, you're both incorrect.
Cicada?
The answer is the sperm whale.
Holy shit.
Oh, it is a whale. Remember Finding Nemo when Dory was like,
Oh, yeah. Hey. All right. Which of the following celebrities is not a CrossFitter? Jessica Biel, Brad Pitt, Cameron Diaz, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Brad Pitt.
Ryan Reynolds is the answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. What made you say Ryan Reynolds?
I just like him a lot.
That's so funny.
All right. What was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Barbie.
Ball in a cup.
Girl in a cup?
ball in a cup. Oh, they advertised that on television. That's
Barbie was a good one. No, Mr. Potato Head.
The first ever? Wow.
I was close.
All right. Laughing releases a hormone called HGH. This hormone helps prevent what?
Male boobs.
Stress.
Okay, Shane is closer. The answer is sickness.
Man boobs.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
The best part was she said, oh, shade is close.
All right. So, how many of Snow White's 7 dwarfs have names ending in the letter Y?
All of them.
No.
I'm so.
All but one? All but one.
One has
Doc.
the letter Y in it.
No, I'm saying Doc's the only one that doesn't, right?
Okay, so you're saying 6 is your
Yeah.
Forgot
No,
about that.
sorry, 5. There's Bashful, so 5.
He is correct. There are 5.
Bashful. I thought that.
Dopey, grumpy, sneezy, sleepy, happy.
I thought Bashful was a reindeer.
No. Bashful.
Donner, Cupid, Bashful, Blitzen.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
How many ribs are in a human body?
12.
Shane is counting them.
22.
There are 24.
Oh, well, more specific.
You don't get to blame me for your incorrect answer. I asked for total number.
I know, and I counted on one side.
I was close.
Okay. All of these companies sponsor the CrossFit Games except Reebok, Nike, Rogue, GNC.
I would say
Nike.
Yeah.
It is Nike.
Hey! Slap
Yeah.
Can't
hands.
have conflicting brands.
About how many times a day do adults laugh?
The average person?
It's going to be
Average
stupid.
person's-
It's going to be like, I'm going to say I think it's 5, but it's probably going to be like, oh, it's 12.
What an
What's your
obnoxious.
answer? Our response to that ridiculous comment.
I'm gonna say 12.
Okay, so the answer is 15 to 30 times. But
Yes,
why do you think
no.
an adult only lasts 5 times in a
Yeah.
whole day?
The average
Yeah.
person is depressed or something like that, right?
Everybody's depressed. Nobody laughs anymore.
All right. Okay. So, what is the world's biggest island?
Island?
Australia? Wait,
Island.
island. No.
The world.
Well, Australia-
The world's biggest island.
So I think Australia is an island, but since it's a continent, it's probably not going to say that. So I'm going to say
I feel like there's
Greenland.
questions.
Greenland.
Is that an island? Is that
The
classified?
answer is Greenland.
What's
Did
up?
you say Australia?
No, I wouldn't have said any of those because I don't.
wouldn't have either.
I feel like those aren't islands. I feel like they're countries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. But I
get-
guess because the
like the
question
biggest.
is world's biggest.
Yeah.
So you're not.
Nobody can see me dancing.
I know.
What
Can we
color
pause?
eyes
Can we
do
pause
most
real quick?
humans have?
Can we pause real quick? I didn't
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that question. I always wanted to be on a dance cam at a NFL or NBA
Talked
game.
about this before.
Really?
Yeah, on the podcast.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You've always wanted to be on a dance cam?
Yeah, you know how they have those dance cams at games?
Yeah.
I've never been on one.
I would hate that.
I already responded the last time we talked about this.
What'd you say?
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, question.
All right. What is the largest type of deer?
Elk.
No.
Elk is an elk.
Caribou.
Nope.
Oh, largest type? Male.
No.
Gotcha.
It's not an elk and it's not caribou?
No.
Are those deer?
Yes, they're
I feel
deer.
like an elk is an elk. You know what I
They're
mean?
deer?
Yeah, but I think deer.
But deer are
the
deer.
that we see are called something else.
Those are white-tailed deer.
Yeah.
Elk is underneath deer.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was a different thing.
So
Completely
it's not
different.
caribou, it's not elk, so then it must be a moose. I'm just kidding.
It is a moose.
Moose is not a deer.
See, what the hell? What, if a moose and an elk and a moose are like...
You don't get to attack.
I wouldn't have thought.
A moose is considered a deer?
That's what this says.
I can't believe an elk is considered a deer. I feel like
Elk
they're
is
all
definitely a
different.
deer.
I don't know why you say definitely like
Okay,
that. It's so large.
So moose is okay. So species, family, genus, subfamily. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to tell you. But you know, in nomenclature, when you're naming animals and things.
Yeah.
Of course, in nomenclature.
So, so the species. All right. So a moose is in North America. An elk is in Eurasia, and they're both part of the deer subfamily.
Wow.
Oh, okay. We got there. That was one of my 3 guesses. We get 3 right each turn.
I didn't think that.
That's the only thing with antlers that I knew that's bigger than an elk. So that's the only thing I guessed.
Are antelope underneath a deer too? I guess.
Yeah, they're like African deer, right?
Like, I don't understand what just like the general features of the animal make them the deer. Is that how they're classified?
Maybe it's like a canine type thing where I think hyenas are technically like canines or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So while both deer and antelope are members of the Artiodactyl, which is comprised of even-toed hoofed animals, deer belong to the family known as Cervidae. Who knows?
You need to work on your science, your scientific name reading.
Which is composed solely of deer species, 47 of them to be exact. Antelope belong to the bovine family, which includes 135 species of miscellaneous cattle, goats, and antelope.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is
The moose is a huge, huge animal.
cattle and goats. Feel
Oh, this is a fun question. Ready?
it. Yeah.
What is the smallest country in the world?
The Vatican City.
Yeah. Wow. Damn.
Boom.
Wow.
You want to hear another cool question?
You look so excited. You look so
weird
excited.
and freaky. Which bone are babies born without?
Which bone?
Eye sockets. No.
Which bone are babies born without?
Yeah.
Nose?
That's not bone.
Well, this part is bone and then it's cartilage. But no, that's not right. You want to know the answer? It is a kneecap.
Well, makes
Isn't that
sense.
weird? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
Why would they need that? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's probably why they can't walk very well. They don't have any they got no knees.
It's got my magic legs. They take me anywhere.
Power outages in the U.S. are mostly caused by what?
Thunderstorms.
Oh, I think I know what this is. I've heard this before.
Possums.
Close.
Oh.
I think it's rats, right?
Close.
Squirrels?
Yeah, it's squirrels.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, those poor squirrels can't catch a break, dude. Goddamn, they can't go anywhere. They get run over by cars, get chased by every dog, get
so
electrocuted on the daily. Jesus, what a fucking hard life. They forget where their nuts are. Jesus Christ, what a terrible life.
we went golfing. It was I think it was North Carolina, and the squirrels down there are so ginormous.
Really?
They're so big. They were this fucking big. They're on the golf course just running. I was like,
Are you sure? Are you sure they were squirrels?
squirrels. They're so massive.
Oh
They're so
Are you
big.
sure it wasn't like a groundhog?
I know what a groundhog is.
Sounds like you're describing a groundhog.
Yeah.
They were literally the size of groundhogs. They're freaking huge. John, let's go down North Carolina to those golf courses. I'll show you. They're
I'm down,
huge.
man. See these big squirrels?
They're fucking groundhog squirrels. Like, they're fucking massive.
I'm down. Oh man, I can't wait to go to the beach. It's gonna be cool. Being warm would be cool too. All right.
Who invented scissors?
Edward.
Dr. Scissor.
What'd you say?
Dr. Scissor?
No, Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, Dr. Scissor himself. He invented so many things. He invented like 100 some things, or like 1,000 things.
Yeah.
He was probably an alien.
Probably.
Oh,
For
ready?
sure.
In medieval England, what was used as currency specifically for rental agreements?
Teeth.
No.
I don't know. Your firstborn.
Okay. Eels.
What? People just.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't even!
Yeah, oh,
Bullshit!
No,
Bullshit! I
it does
swear
make-
to God, here we go. Let's hear it.
Oh,
So when you watch older movies that are based out of England, they always have baskets of eels.
really?
I have no
Like,
idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
world
watched it.
that is. I don't know.
I'll find it. Next movie I watch that has old England in it, they'll have it in there. I know it. I see it. I see it in my mind right now.
All right. I don't think I've ever. That surprised me so much.
All
I
right.
feel like you're mixing your anime porn and this.
That was gross. Oh man.
We're gonna do 3 more questions. Okay.
Sounds good.
Chimpanzees and gorillas have human-like fingerprints, and so do other non-human. Oh, whoa! Time out. Chimpanzees and gorillas have human-like fingerprints, and so do what other non-human animal?
Is it bad that I can't even think of any other mammals right now? Mammal. Chimps.
Gorillas.
I
Orangutan.
just gotta think of what mammals are. So
Did another monkey?
Mm-mm.
Oh. What are mammals? Like a beaver? Beaver, otters, bulls, cows, dogs.
All right, Shane, do you have an answer?
hold up, just let me look up mammals real quick. I'm not gonna Google. I just want to see some
Oh.
examples, and then I can make an educated guess.
see.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
River rat.
It's not lemur, is it?
No.
Snow leopard.
All right, you both are done.
Panda bear.
It is
Elephant.
a koala.
Oh man,
You're getting there.
man, those guys are nasty. They all have
Man.
syphilis or chlamydia. They all have chlamydia, and those leaves that they eat are
Chlamydia.
high as fuck.
Every
Yeah.
single koala has chlamydia.
Yeah, and the leaves they eat get them super high. That's why they're all like
Are
fucked
they
up all the
born with
time.
it? Like, what happened? Did a human give them chlamydia once, and then?
I don't know.
I don't know, but just don't.
Oh,
You know.
did I ever tell you about the koala joke?
No, I don't know.
Why aren't koalas considered a bear?
Oh, because they don't qualify.
Because they don't meet the qualifications. So did I tell you this at work? I try to tell this joke, and I led with, "Hey, this is a joke." So I was
As you
asking
should
it-
lead every joke.
I was asking it as a rhetorical question or
Right.
rhetorical joke. And I said, "Why aren't koala bears?" considered bears. And immediately the woman goes, well, that's because they're marsupials. I was so upset. I just wanted to tell my like dad joke or child joke, and it was ruined.
That's tough, man.
It still hurts. It still hurts.
I feel for you. I feel for you.
Okay, how many more questions? 2 more?
We have 2 more.
Let's get this show on the road.
We gotta do better, John.
I'm doing fine, man. Look out for yourself.
Man,
I'm having a great time.
How many red stripes are on the American flag?
13.
No.
11.
12?
No. How many red stripes are on the American flag?
There's only white ones. It's a red background.
The answer is 7.
Oh.
Oh, I think there's 13 stripes total.
Yeah, because it's the 13 colonies.
Damn it.
Damn.
Okay. Do you want a laughter, CrossFit, or random?
Random.
I like random.
Okay. Random it is. Okay, what is Japanese sake made from?
Rice.
Nice. There you go. Round it out.
There we go.
Real strong.
So, did you know one of the techniques they used to do for making sake?
No.
In order for it to like ferment faster or something, they would have virgins chew the sake or chew the rice and then spit into the thing to make it ferment faster.
Wow. What a life. And then they like bind their toes behind.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's so feet binding. That was I think that was China.
I'm sure I got the country wrong, but I didn't say a country. I just said
yeah, they did that, but no, they used to.
Asian,
there was something about virgins, and they would.
That's what I need to understand. The difference between. I need to do a better job of understanding the differences between the different Asian countries, because I feel like I mix up stuff easily, and that's not right.
It's okay. My wife is technically Asian, and I think she would probably get certain Asian countries mixed up based on appearance.
Oh. Why do you say technically Asian?
Well, she's Asian.
She's pretty Asian.
Yeah. Technically, she's. That's so funny. Oh shit! All right, well, that was a good episode. That was fun. That's a new thing we're gonna start doing.
So I think at the end point we laughed a lot, which is good because laughter is good for your health.
Yeah, it was a solid episode. You guys out there, hit us up with questions, things you're curious about. Follow us on all of the things that you should be following us on. And any closing remarks, Shane?
Yeah, I'll try to remember that thing I was trying to think of about deflecting the pain to laughter. There's a word, and it's going to bother me, so I'll find that for y'all. So, or if you guys know the answer, let me know.
Hit us up.
I'd be even better, so I don't have to do research.
Boom. All right, guys. Episode 13 in the books.